It is time for another adventure. What's up? Welcome back. And kind of like how I did 2026 movie box office predictions, I thought I would do the same for 2026 movie runtime. So here I am doing this. And yeah, some of these movies already have their runtimes confirmed, and some of them have them rumored, but I just thought I'd cover them all. So yeah, Project Hail Mary is confirmed to be 2 hours and 36 minutes because, of course, the book covers a lot of space, and has a lot to cover. So this movie is gonna have a lot to cover if it wants to get across the message, the book, and the story, and fully show how great the book is in visual form. Yeah. And then Super Mario Galaxy is going to be 1 hour and 38 minutes. I think that's a great runtime because the first Super Mario movie, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, is like an hour and 35 minutes. So this one would be a little longer, but not too much longer. And Super Mario Galaxy is going to have a lot going on with either going to space. We're going to get Bowser Jr. as the main villain. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And the next Michael, that's confirmed to be 2 hours and 10 minutes. And that's also a great runtime because it's enough to flesh out Michael Jackson, his life, his music, how he became popular and stuff. Yeah. And the next year we're going into speculation territory for The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think that's going to be 2 hours and 10 minutes because it's the first Star Wars movie since The Rise of Skywalker, so of course over 2 hours would be a great runtime for The Mandalorian and Grogu. And also, with all that's going on with Mando and Grogu, getting the N1 destroyed and losing their house, and Navarro getting attacked by Embo, and Greef Karga probably dying to Embo, and then the New Republic, Sigourney Weaver's character, Colonel Ward, Trapper Wolf, Carson Teva, the Shadow Council, the Hutts, like the twins, and Rada, and maybe Boba and Fennec in the movie, who knows? And Han and Chewie, maybe. There's a lot going on, and maybe a Thrawn cameo at the end of the movie. A ton to be excited for The Mandalorian and Grogu. And the next Masters of the Universe, I think that's going to be 2 hours, just straight 2 hours, because Masters of the Universe is a cult classic, so it's just going to be a fun little movie. Yeah. And then next, Disclosure Day, I think that will be 2 hours and 25 minutes because Steven Spielberg, he'll want to go tell his story to the full extent with the UFO conspiracy, and that's gonna take a while to progress and fully get the story to the fans. Yeah. And then next, Toy Story 5, I think that'll be an hour and 42 minutes. So in the average for all the Toy Story movies. And also, it'll be a great runtime for Lotso if he wants to return to have the redemption arc with the Buzz Army to help the toys against technology, and Lily Pat being the villain and exposing the toy secret that they come alive. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. And the next Supergirl, I think that'll be an hour and 55 minutes, which 1 hour and 55 minutes, which I think that would be a great runtime because it fully adopts the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic with Ruth and Supergirl protecting her, and this thing with Crypto, how he's dying basically, and flashbacks to Krypton and Argo City, and we can get the destruction of that by Krem of the Yellow Hills. We can get his full backstory, Krem of the Yellow Hills full backstory. We can get the Lobo thing, that would be pretty cool. Superman cameo, that would be cool. Lex Luthor cameo in a post-credit scene, or at the end of the movie, setting up Parasite for Superman Man of Tomorrow, that would be pretty cool. Yeah. And the next, Young Washington, I think will be 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the reason I say that is because it has to flesh out George Washington's entire story, how he became the leader of the Continental Army, a general of the Continental Army, the Continental Congress, how he became president, the Revolutionary War, and a lot of stuff, yeah. And the next Spider-Man Brand New Day, I think that'll be 2 hours and 18 minutes. And the reason I said that is definitely going to be shorter than Spider-Man No Way Home, but it's got to be longer than Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. And that's because like all that's going on with like the return of Spider-Man. He's going to be fighting Scorpion and Boomerang and Tarantula and like Tombstone. So like that's going to be crazy. Maybe setting up like the Dark Avengers, and he's going to be fighting the Hand, and like maybe we'll get Val in the movie, and like maybe we'll get Daredevil and Fisk, and we're gonna get Punisher, and we're gonna get the return of Hulk going savage, probably because of Jean Grey. And yeah, just a lot to be excited for. Maybe a post-credit scene with Loki coming in to recruit Spider-Man and Hulk for Avengers Doomsday, and Doctor Strange Time Runs Out, and Avengers Secret Wars. Yeah, and the next Street Fighter, I think that'll be 1 hour and 52 minutes. And the reason I say that is because, again, Kamen Rider Masters of the Universe, it's a cult classic, so it's just going to be a short, little, fun movie to go see. And the next Clayface, I think, will be 1 hour and 48 minutes. And the reason I say that is because, like, it doesn't require too much of a runtime, but enough to like give like Clayface's origin, and like if they want to bring in Robert Pattinson Batman to canonize the Batman and the Penguin into the DCU to kind of be marketing for the Batman Part 2, and also if they want Dr. Phosphorus to have like a little cameo, yeah. And the next Dune Part 3, I think, will be 2 hours and 20 minutes because of like all that's going on with like Robert Pattinson and Skytail, so we can get like a ton of Robert Pattinson this year, Clayface and Dune Part 3, and also the Odyssey, but I probably won't see that, and we'll cover that. But and like we're gonna get like Paul Atreides and like the Holy War and like his sister and like the Dune Messiah stuff and like Duncan Idaho's clone. That's gonna be pretty cool to see. Like a lot to be excited for. And then finally, Avengers Doomsday. I don't think it's just going to be the highest grossing movie of 2026. I think it's also going to be the longest movie of 2026 with 3 hours and 25 minutes. And the reason I say that is because there is a ton going on. Like Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom, Chris Evans back as Steve Rogers, like Doctor Doom forming his Dark Avengers team, getting to see how Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom, seeing Loki recruit a secret Avengers team, seeing him coming at the end with Tom Holland Spider-Man in the symbiote suit, and Mark Ruffalo Hulk, like Savage Hulk. Sam Wilson's new Avengers team, the Fantastic Four coming to the 616, all of them going to the X-Men universe, the big battle at the TVA at the end, with probably Thor leading a big army from Valhalla, sent by Odin. And like just like a lot going on in this movie. And also Doctor Doom kidnapping like the children of all these heroes. Like there is going to be a lot going on in Avengers Doomsday to set up like Avengers Secret Wars. And like Doctor Doom killing Loki and sitting on his throne and creating Battle World, like to end Avengers Doomsday and to set up Avengers Secret Wars, which is probably going to be the greatest superhero movie of all time. But yeah, Avengers Doomsday, I am pumped for it. All of these movies I'm pumped for. But yeah, that's the end of my 2026 movie runtime predictions. So yeah, right now I'll do my closing and say bye. Make sure to like, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, bye.